there. It's been a while since I've talked to you, but today I have something that I think will really encourage you. It's about beginning a new language and being a super baby beginner and how you can still make connections with people. Last month, Mike, my husband, and I traveled to Italy. We had been to Italy once before together many years ago, almost 20, and at that time we did not bother to prepare and learn some Italian. It did not cross our mind. But this time we decided we're going to learn some basic Italian. We had plenty of time, about 9 months from when we decided to go to Italy and when we left. So what did we do? The first thing we did was look for podcasts. Podcasts for beginners, but not the typical podcasts, not grammar, not vocabulary, not here are the numbers and here is a list of food. No, we wanted real life podcasts with little stories, little scenarios, little slices of life and how to interact. I'm a language teacher as well as a learner, so I know what works. We found several and chose 2 that were perfect. Mike and I would listen to the podcasts a couple times a week, in the car, fixing dinner, that kind of thing. But we didn't spend a whole lot of time on them. Sometimes I actually listened to the same podcast 3 to 4 times, each time picking up something new and different. Then we looked for a story-based course in Italian. I knew we needed lots of input. You have to hear and understand a language a lot before it comes out of your mouth. We settled on a course and probably spent a half hour one time a week on it. That's it. We listened to the podcasts several times a week. That's it. That's all the time we had. I did do one other thing that Mike didn't do. I paid for some conversation with a real Italian, a gal named Flavia. I had 6 sessions with her, and that was really helpful. It took away the fear of speaking. I was very, very nervous for the first 3 times, but then I heard on a podcast of a great technique. This really helped and took away all my fear. Flavia speaks a little bit of English. That helped. So I would say something I knew how to say in Italian. For example, la mia famiglia è, and I didn't know how to say small, so I would just put in the English word, and Flavia would give me the word piccolo, piccola. La mia famiglia è piccola. I just used the Italian I knew and then used English, so half and half. And that worked, and it took away all the fear. So what happened when we went to Italy? It was great. From the very first day I used Italian, I did not care if I made mistakes. You have to be willing to make mistakes because you're going to make mistakes. And I knew we had not spent that much time getting input. We used an app on our phones called Reverso. That helped a lot. Whenever we needed words, phrases, a sentence, we would look it up, something that we needed to communicate, and we would write it down and we would practice, Mike and I, with each other, like in a restaurant. The first day in a restaurant, there was a woman sitting at a table next to us. I wanted somebody to take a picture of Mike and me there in Italy by this beautiful lake. So I looked up how to say, "Could you please take a picture of us?" I wrote it down. I practiced with Mike really quietly, and then I said, "Scusi," and asked her in my Italian. Her name's Melissa. She was delighted to take our picture, and then we started chatting. With my little bit of Italian and her much better English, we went back and forth, and we exchanged numbers, cell phone numbers, and now we are connected on WhatsApp, and we have been recording and sending messages back and forth, some in Italian, some in English, a mixture, as we get to know each other. It's been great. I also used my Italian in grocery stores. We shopped every afternoon in a grocery store, and I cooked dinner at night. We would eat lunch out in a town, in a restaurant, use our Italian, but at night I cooked dinner. So interacting, speaking with, communicating with the clerks, the ladies who slice the meat like prosciutto and weigh it out, I had to communicate with them. It was wonderful. Nobody seemed bothered by my poor Italian or my limited Italian. They were very happy to be patient with us. I learned how to say, "Thank you for your patience. Can you speak in slow Italian, please?" Only 2 times did a waiter try to use his English with us. I understand that. But I said with a smile in Italian, "Oh, we are learning Italian. We would prefer to speak slow Italian." And the waiters always went back to Italian. So, friend, I want to encourage you, don't wait to use your English. Use whatever little bit of English you have and connect with people. People are always happy to help. Besides, isn't that the number one reason you are wanting to speak English? Don't you want to connect with people and learn their stories? Why else would you spend all this time learning a language? Anyway, I'm very excited, and I want to keep up and learn more Italian, and my husband does too. Well, that's it for this episode of English Without Fear. Talk to you next time.